Damn it, he knew, and yet he'd still made the command. It was hard to tell what part of that scenario pissed her off more. There was a blur of motion, then a blast of hot air as Aiken did what he'd instructed her to do. The toned body of the man, her partner and her lover, shifted into the larger-than-life body of a dragon. Those lions had no idea what hit them. Mel didn't need him to speak to know that he was angry. The emotion, thick and heated, filled the room and threatened to smother her. Yet she didn't walk away. It wouldn't do any good. This conversation needed to happen. They'd put it off for too long. "You're a Drakon, Mel. A dragon shifter born on the far realm and relocated here to the human realm at a young age. You have powers, just like the rest of the Drakon, in addition to being a killer. Your power, passed down by your clan, is that of a chameleon. And you can change your body to match any surface or thing in order to protect yourself in battle." Aiken ran his hand down the back of his head, his lips spreading into a thin line. Droplets of water still beaded over his face and ran down his neck, over his shoulders and chest. An ivory towel was wrapped around his waist. Another time she would have pulled the towel away to stare at his amazing physique. Perfect biceps, sculpted abs, muscled thighs, and in between. But not tonight. Not after what had just happened. "You could have been killed." Those words were spoken more quietly than the others, but held the same deadly tinge. "I know you're a skill collector. You're smart and cunning, and I just don't know what I would have done if you'd been killed." "I wasn't." She hated the thread of fear she also heard in his tone and despised the part of herself that felt weak with the need to assuage him. He stared at her. "You could have been. And the world could stop spinning. The craziness of preternatural beings could not be invading the human realm. My parents could still be alive." She huffed. "There's a lot of could-haves in this world, Aiken." His eyes were still the deepest brown, striped with bright orange. They were his Drakon eyes, not the ones he wore as a human working alongside her. His girlfriend. As a collector. "My only concern is you." Her heart pounded, her mind clouding as the love so evident in his gaze combined with the intensity of her feelings for him. Yet despite the bond they'd built, both professional and personal, she knew what he'd want to discuss next. That knowledge caused immense pain and disappointment to spread like wildfire throughout her body. She inhaled deeply and released the breath slowly. "We lost the target." He nodded, a look of conquest and satisfaction pouring over his face. "I killed those rogue feline shifters. The realms are better off without them, so I'm not about to feel regret for what's done. We won't get the bounty, and the leader of the shifters won't get to punish them for their treason against their race. That's what our job is all about, catching the bad guy and getting paid to do it." He closed the distance between them, clamping his hands tightly on her shoulders and giving her a little shake. "Our job is to stay alive to work the next target. The plan had to be changed. And as your trainer and senior collector, I changed it. I also gave you a directive that you disobeyed." There were no lies in what he'd just said. Aiken was her trainer. He'd taught her everything she knew about being a collector. He'd patiently showed her how to balance brute strength with intellect to achieve their goals and had never, not once, played the "I'm your boss" card. Until now. But this was no longer about the job. They'd surpassed that point the moment his eyes had switched to Drakon. Anger radiated from his body in thick waves of heat that attempted to speak to another part of her, a part she detested. "You don't control me, and neither does that beast buried inside." It was a defiant statement, one she made with pride. "That beast is a part of you." How many times had he said this to her, and how many times had she denied it?